Okay, we're back. HSC Podcast 153. Just got finished talking NBA. If you didn't hear it, go back, check it out. Be on the channel. So NFL, obviously we're in off season, not a ton of excitement. Um, but before I get into a couple topics that I had written down, I just watched this ESPN interview with Joe Flacco. Obviously, he's on the Browns, right? So he's talking about Shadur and how pleasant Shadur is on the team. Isn't that kind of the opposite of what maybe made him drop in the draft or like what people were talking about?
Well, I don't think it had anything to do with teammates. I thought it was he came in with and who knows, it's all hearsay. But what he came in with the teams he didn't want to go to, he just tanked their interviews because he didn't care. So that rubbed people the wrong way.
Is well, for me anyway, I thought it was interesting to kind of hear him talk about that though, because I get what you're saying, but he's like, it's a delight to be around Shadur Sanders. Like he's been great in camp.
Well, I mean, what is he going to say? I mean, he's a veteran quarterback who knows how to do quarterback speak.
So
Like he's going to say
he's
anything
just
bad about a
speaking veteran
teammate.
quarterback.
I mean, he's just going to say everything. Yeah, great.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that Shedeur got a bad reputation, and maybe it's his own fault, right? You're right. Maybe it's because the way they came out and said who they want to play for, or maybe overplayed their hand.
Well, Dion did say that he would pull an Eli and keep his son from going to certain teams, and one was
Yeah.
the Browns. Back, I was like 2 years ago.
Because, well, the first talk, though, was it's like, are they going to cut Shedeur, though?
Well,
And
he's
it,
still fourth on the depth chart.
right. So maybe they still will cut him.
I mean, what I've
But
seen,
dude, you're taking Flacco over Shedeur at this point?
well, what I've seen is that Pickett is going to start.
Right. I mean, just be honest though, who are you starting? Okay, think about it. You got Pickett, you got Flacco, you got Dylan Gabriel, you
Gabriel.
got Shadur Sanders.
Well,
Who has game experience?
well,
Well,
Flacco.
I got Flacco, but
He's won a Super Bowl, Steve. Come on.
well, who's young and has game experience? Who's not 40? What is he, 40?
I don't know.
He's got to be
Gabriel
getting up
then.
there. How old is Flacco? We gotta Google this.
Yeah.
He's got to be what,
He's
38,
40.
30? Yeah, he's 40, right?
Yeah, he's 40.
You gonna start a 40-year-old over Pickett?
No, I think you're starting Pickett.
Yeah,
And Pickett's only 26.
but he's got super small hands, so I don't know if you can play him. Anyway, that's not one of the super topics. I just thought it was interesting that you kind of expected from the narrative and what everything you heard and the trigger drop that it just rubbed me weird that Flacco would come out and be like, man, he's a delight to play with.
Well, I mean, also, if you're Shador and you're the fourth string quarterback, you can't be making waves.
Right. Yeah, I get that. All right. So NFL topic tonight. Uh Propaganda. I'm not buying NFL edition.
Mhm.
Number one, Falcons hype. You buying, you selling.
Selling just like we sold last year. Come on, man. I ain't buying the Falcons. The only reason the Falcons get any buzz is because of their division they're in.
You don't think the Falcons have a chance?
They have a chance of making the playoffs because of the division they're in. I'm not doing anything though.
So they may make the playoffs because they play in a bad division, but there's no chance they beat any of the top NFC teams.
No.
Uh, it's interesting. I don't know. Like, what do you think about Bijan right now? Where does he rank?
Well,
Top five?
it's I would say top five. I think he could be better, but he's just not used properly still.
Right. Well, you know you're taking him in your fantasy league
Yeah.
if you have the chance.
But I mean, okay, if we're not talking age, if we're just talking this season, right? You're taking Barkley before him
Yeah.
for not fantasy, but like be your running back.
Overall, yeah. Running back, I want to lead my team.
You're taking Derrick Henry over him.
Probably, but probably not anybody else.
Well, that's going to sound crazy, but I would probably take Josh Jacobs over him.
Oof, it's a tough one. On most teams, I might. I just don't know that the Packers use him right.
Yeah,
That's my struggle. I like Josh Jacobs a lot. I think he's a really good running back. I'd take him on the Bears in a heartbeat. I just don't trust LaFleur enough with that kind of running back to draft him above Bijan Robinson or to take him above Bijan.
right. Well, yeah, not fantasy, but in if you're like building a team, because then it's like I could say Bijan or Gibbs.
I like Gibbs.
Yeah.
I mean, I might actually. I think no, Gibbs is probably my number three. Yeah, I'm probably going Saquon, Henry, Gibbs.
And if we're talking if they're healthy, are we taking McCaffrey over him?
Yeah, well, dude, the dude's never been healthy his whole
Yeah,
career.
I know.
How many times has
I know.
McCaffrey been hurt? Come on, dude.
Yeah, I know. But
So
yeah,
we're not buying in the Falcons hype. I mean, I think you're right. I think they can win their division. But yeah, I agree. They're not going to make any noise in the playoffs. But there's a lot of hype around
yeah. Well, it's been like that for a few years.
them. Yeah.
They're the new Chargers.
They're the new Chargers. That's kind of funny because question number two is Justin Herbert elite?
No.
No,
I mean, he needs to win a playoff game before he can be elite.
right. Good statistics.
Yeah, he looks the part, but he doesn't win.
He definitely looks the part. Like on paper, not even statistically, athletically, he's kind of the guy you want. Statistically, he's done a great job. The playoff game against the Texans, though, was just horrible.
One the year before that, the Jaguars.
Yeah. Well, what? How does he fit into your quarterback rank? Top five, top 10?
He can be top 10. I don't think top five.
Well, top five, you got Jackson, you got Hurts,
They're gonna
yeah,
put Hurts up.
or Mahomes,
Yeah. Burrow,
Burrow,
Allen.
Allen. So he's definitely not top five.
Yeah.
But he's got to be close. Like he's got to be. Is there anybody else? Like who else? Who else can you throw in there? You can't throw Dak Prescott above him.
No. Jaden Daniels.
We're gonna get to that one.
But I mean, Jaden Daniels already won a playoff game.
We're gonna get to that one. I don't know that I put Jaden Daniels ahead of him at this point, but he's close.
Not looking at age, but which one would you want as your quarterback, though?
Herbert.
Really?
Yeah. I think Jaden Daniels is a product of a good system. And I think up to this point, Herbert has been a product of a bad system. I mean, think about his coach. Come on, dude. Would you want to play for that guy?
For Harbaugh?
No, the previous coach.
No, but I mean, think about it though. He had Mike Williams and Keenan Allen.
They did well last year. Yes, they fumbled in the playoff badly,
Yeah.
but they had a good. He had a good season. Like he was on a good track. What he had two, three interceptions all year. Was looking good, and then he throws three in the playoff game. Didn't he throw the same amount of interceptions in the playoff game that he threw all year?
Let me look here.
I think that's a thing. It's an actual statistic. But
Yeah, you're right. He had three.
yeah, he had three all year, right? And then three in the
Yeah.
playoff game.
He's only been a Pro Bowler one time.
Yeah. But I do I mean, you know how it is, dude. The Chargers have not had good coaching for a long time. But the question comes back to is Justin Herbert elite? The answer is no, right?
Not yet. I mean, think about it. Burrow, same draft class.
Yeah.
He's already gone to a Super Bowl.
So we'll say answer is no. Here's another propaganda. Are you buying the hype behind JJ McCarthy? Can he come in and lead Minnesota?
Gosh, I hope so because he's on my Dynasty Fantasy League. I need him now with Carr retiring.
Oh, man, I have not. So my personal feeling is I haven't bought into JJ McCarthy even back in college.
Here's my thing. He's got Justin Jefferson, so it doesn't have to be like he's amazing.
Right. Dude, just throw it up there. Dude's gonna
Yeah.
get it, right? And Jordan Addison,
Yes, exactly. He's got Addison and Hawkinson.
Hawkinson.
Yeah.
So
And
like you and I could be out there throwing passes.
you maybe, but not me. Uh, yeah, so we'll see.
So is the hype real though? Can JJ McCarthy lead Minnesota back to the playoffs?
I think so.
Yeah. Because you
Because
think it's hard not
it's
to,
the thing.
right?
Huh?
It's hard not to.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see though. But he took a year and he was injured, and that was kind of maybe a good thing. So then he could learn. Then Sam Darnold went. I mean, if Sam Darnold can have a
That's a good point.
breakout year,
Right. If
because we're
Sam
gonna really
Darnold
see
can do
what
it,
Sam Darnold's like now in Seattle.
it's like Mark Sanchez. If Mark Sanchez can do it,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm not sold on JJ McCarthy. but we haven't seen him really play in the NFL.
Right.
And he won a championship in NCAA. But there's a lot of hype around him, so that's why that question comes up.
Well, and he's going to be compared to Shador and Cam Ward too, because he'll be like, oh, well, Cam Ward would not have been, he'd been the sixth or seventh quarterback in the draft before. So all those quarterbacks, Bo Nix, Penix, they're all going to be like, oh, are they better than Cam Ward?
Well, that's a good question. Is JJ McCarthy better than Cam Ward?
It's hard to say because you need to see him out there playing. Um,
From
physically,
college, you
physical
you would say no.
tools, physical tools, though, McCarthy has better physical tools. Cam Ward just used them better.
Oh, that's interesting. You think physically JJ McCarthy's a better quarterback than Cam Ward?
That's why he got drafted high because of his physical gifts.
Yeah,
Dude's got a cannon for an arm.
he does. I just don't know that he has the same quarterback skills. That so maybe we just didn't see it enough in Michigan, right?
Right.
Because you don't have the opportunity to to show off yourself as a quarterback. Because what are you doing? Especially
Right.
under Harbaugh, you're running the ball. This is an interesting one to me. I'm really interested to see how JJ McCarthy does this year. Because now, I mean, like, look, Darnold's gone.
Yeah.
So you're all in. You're all in on JJ McCarthy. So this should be an interesting one. Uh Number four, love this one. So we talked about it already, but will Jaden McDaniels have the sophomore slump?
Yeah, the CJ Stroud.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it all depends on Debo if he gets in shape, right? Because then you got McLaurin and Debo Samuel.
But that doesn't great receivers doesn't change because it's not like CJ Stroud didn't have good receivers.
Well, he had a lot of injured receivers though.
Yeah, I mean Nico Collins losing Nico Collins really hurt him.
And Diggs.
Who
I
cares?
know,
I
but
mean,
that was the whole thing. It's like, oh, we got Diggs now.
right, he's helpful, but losing Nico Collins definitely hurts him.
Right. And then they had the other receiver got hurt too.
Yeah,
Hank Dell.
yeah. But regardless of who you have healthy, who you have not healthy, plenty of quarterbacks have hit this sophomore slump, right?
Yeah. Well, because people have more tape on you.
Right. They start to now they know
Well,
what you're doing, how to read you.
I guess it comes
Ex
down to how Kingsbury calls a game.
right. Now you
Protecting.
see because that's you also had a new offensive coordinator too. So the question is does Jaden Daniels have a sophomore slump?
History states he will, but I don't think he will.
I agree. I don't think he will. And I don't think he will because I think Kingsbury is good at changing things up. I think they added good weapons. And I just think Jaden's a good quarterback.
But boy, Caleb Williams doesn't have a sophomore slump.
Only kind of have a freshman slump. Actually, he didn't have that bad a year, but I'm overcritical. Um, no, I like Jaden McDaniels. I actually wouldn't. I would have been happy with him being the Bears number one overall over Caleb Williams. So my answer sounds like your answer is no. No sophomore slump for Jaden McDaniels.
No.
Oh, and the last one, I love this one. Are the Bengals a playoff team? This one is the best one for me because you look at them last year, right? They didn't lose a lot, they didn't gain a lot, but you got Burrow, you got Chase, you got
Higgins.
Higgins, and that's just so good.
Brown played well running back.
Oh, and he's going to get better. Chase Brown, I think, is one of the best parts of their offense because he can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's very good at running between the tackles for a small guy. You don't have a lot of guys his size that can run between the tackles like him.
But here's the thing. Did they improve their defense at all?
No, if you can't play defense, can you win?
No. I They should have been a playoff team last year, but their defense couldn't stop anyone.
I mean, they were right there. If Kansas City didn't tank to Denver, they would have
Yeah.
been in the playoffs. So the question is are the Bengals a playoff team? I don't know.
I think they are because I don't it's hard like are they a playoff team or will they make the playoffs because other teams won't be as good is where I'm
Oh, that's a good point. Do some has some other teams dropped off enough for them to like the Steelers?
yeah. Steelers, dude.
Like, what are you doing? Like, who goes into a season without a quarterback?
How can any team let Aaron Rodgers do like control him like that?
I don't I don't understand the Steelers at this point. And then you got teams like I know Miami, they didn't get there, but that's a team I feel like they're not even going to be close next year.
You know, Miami, even when they were good, were still never beating good teams.
Right. And
Um,
then
the
the
South,
Titans, the Jacksonville, Indianapolis, like you don't even know what those teams are going to do.
right?
So
And
maybe they're a playoff team by default.
I would think so because will Bo Nix have a sophomore slump?
Right. So we just talked sophomore slump. I do like what Denver did in the draft, though.
But they're a sexy pick. Denver's
Yeah.
a sexy pick this year. Maybe they're the new Chargers, where it's like going to
They're
pick
the new
them
Chargers.
every year to win the division.
Right. That's funny. There's just, I don't know that there's enough competition to keep the Bengals out of the playoffs. So are they a playoff team? Probably, as far as making the playoffs, but are they deserving of the playoff team?
No.
No. Because you cannot have that kind of defense.
And
And
then the
when
way they're treating Hendrickson is just
Hendrickson's
ridiculous.
crazy. Well, and then you had what's his name retire.
Yeah.
So
Hubbard.
Hubbard, right? So you just lost a really good edge player. So that was interesting. So that's our those are my top five propaganda NFL buying, not buying. Just talking NFL. It's not really NFL, but Stephen A. Smith.
Mhm.
I mean, you see that talking about this guy running for president. Like, come on, dude.
Mm,
This guy can't even run for the head of ESPN Sports Center.
right.
Who is the ESPN guy that just quit? Do you see that?
No.
I can't remember his name.
Sadly, I don't really pay attention to ESPN anymore because it's nothing good.
Right.
They canceled Around the Horn.
Which is their only good show.
Well, that in PTI.
I mean, PTI used to be good. It's gone downhill. I mean, speaking of ESPN, we'll wrap them up. It's kind of basketball talk, but we've got to go back to Caitlin Clark just for a second. So she breaks the record, or I guess tied technically, for most 20-point games and 10 assist games. And she's played one season.
Yeah.
One season against Tarasi and another player who played how many
Yeah.
seasons?
Like 15.
Right. And you're not telling me that this is not the best player in the WNBA?
Well, and that's the thing too. It's like, my goodness. Instead of celebrating her, they're calling ticky-tack fouls on her, not calling fouls against, and it's like, dude, do you guys not want to make money?
Can you think of a player that's brought more attention and more money to the WNBA than Caitlin Clark? Maybe Swoops, maybe. But that
It,
was that was like it wasn't money, it was just more like attention.
yeah. Even that, no one cared about the WNBA.
Right. But at least like there was a little bit of attention behind it after
Right.
Swoops and Cheryl Miller, like players like that, right?
Well, Cheryl Miller never was in the
Oh, that's
WNBA.
true.
It was like Cynthia Cooper.
Right. But Cheryl Miller, women's basketball in general.
Yeah. Cheryl Miller is the GOAT of women's basketball.
Yeah. But nobody has ever brought the kind of um, attention and the potential. Like you want equal pay, like she's bringing it. That's the only way you're going to get it.
Right.
So it's wild to me, but it's not just that. Like I don't care about any of that, and everybody wants to play the politics in it. The type of player that she is fun to watch.
Yeah, because WNBA games are unwatchable.
It's hard to watch, right? But I don't know if you saw the other night where she came down and hit that logo buzzer beater in the third quarter. It wasn't the end of the game buzzer beater, but that's Steph Curry type of stuff, right?
Well, and now she's injured, so we'll see. See what happens. See what
Right.
she's going to get WNBA with her out.
But I mean, that's all over ESPN, so that's the only reason I bring that up. All right, well, we'll wrap up NFL there. Man, I just can't wait for the season to start again. Is this not the worst time of the year when there's
That's
no
why we're going to
NFL?
need people to leave comments and stuff of what movies you want us to watch because this is going to be top five in movie time.
Right. Yeah, we got into movies, get into that. I mean, of course, we're going to keep update on sports. I know you're a baseball guy. Anything interesting in baseball?
It's still too early. Well, that's the thing with 162 games. Nothing too surprising. Yeah, right now, yeah, you got Phillies, Cubs, Dodgers, Tigers, Yankees, Mariners, all the usual suspects. I mean, and it's still only, we haven't even played, like the Dodgers have played 56 games. So they got like 106 games to go.
Well, you do got hockey
Yeah.
finishing up right now.
Oilers against the Panthers.
I know it's actually been pretty good. I think they're right at the end, right?
Yeah, they're in the Stanley Cup Finals now.
Right. But I mean, I think they're like 3-3 or something like that.
No, they
What
haven't
is
even
it?
started yet.
Oh, they're just starting the series.
Yeah, Edmonton just won today to set them
Oh, that's right. They
for
just
the
beat
For
they
the
just beat
Stanley
the
Cup
Stars.
Finals.
Right.
Yeah.
So now it's the yeah, I mean, so Edmonton, Florida for the Stanley Cup. That's exciting. So there's still a few happening in sports, but man, it's going to
Yeah.
get real thin here coming up because NBA Finals is into the last series almost, and then they're finishing up. But man, we just got to get back to football, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll wrap up sports there. But we'll keep you updated, and then let's jump into movie reviews here. So.